the year 2028, one Big Mac will equal $1 million. From the Gospel of John McAfee. Bro, just learn to code. The Project Freedom Podcast.
Boom. Welcome back to the Project Freedom Podcast. Guys, episode 101 on, was it yesterday, guys, that I did the levels of Bitcoin stream? That was 100. And I completely didn't realize that was 100 until after the fact. So everyone, big celebration for the 101st episode, because this, we'll just pretend like this is 100. All right, guys. Good to see everyone in here. Cody Moose saying yes. Kyle also saying yes. Alex, hey Josh and ELPers. Hello, Alex. Good to see you, my friend. Jeff Hauser with the thumb up emoji in the house. Jeff, nice cat avatar. That is a cat Batman. That is a... What type of cat is that? That is a naked cat. A naked cat. Whatever kind of cat doesn't have hair. That kind of cat. Very nice avatar. Wade Emery says, what is up? What's up, Wade? How are you? How are you all tonight? So obviously, gentlemen, please. Without further ado, I present to you the top 10 tech jobs. The top 10 tech jobs of 2022. So, friends, everything on this list is from a company named Robert Half. If you guys don't know this company, I've actually worked for Robert Half before for about like a year, doing some consulting before, and they're like a pretty big company, and they're like, if anybody here knows like TEK Systems, they're like on par with TEK Systems. They're one of the largest tech companies, tech consulting firms, consulting and staffing firm. I mean, like, the niche that they're in, they are one of the largest. That being said, sorry, Robert Half. Sorry also to TEK Systems or any other consulting or staffing firm, mega corporate consulting or staffing firms. I believe that they are a dying breed, and I believe in the next decade to come, at least the next couple of years, they might not be as relevant as they were. However, we're not here to talk about that tonight. They still, Robert Half, they still have a lot of credibility. They have, they have their feet in the industry for a long time. And this data, guys, came from them. Okay. And so we're going to go over these jobs. We're going to talk about the top 10. So the titles. Okay. And we're going to talk about some of the titles too, because honestly, guys, titles are just kind of a meme, if I'm just being completely honest with everyone. And the list, so from 1 to 10, and we're actually going to go 10 to 1. The list, guys, is based off of not salary, okay? Because like the number 2 out of 10 is the smallest salary out of these, okay? We're going to include the salary, but it's based off of necessity, okay? Necessity, friends, necessity for this upcoming year. However, that being said, I need to go get a water because my mouth is a little dry. So I will be right back, friends. What's up, guys? I'm Josh, or as you probably know me, eLift Program, and I'm here to talk to you about Developer Direction. What is Developer Direction, you might ask? We are the ultimate IT network and training academy. Ever heard of Fight Club? Yeah, it's kind of like that, but with more computing power. We teach and give courses just like boot camps, but that's not all. We help people actually get jobs, unlike colleges, and we help people get better jobs with better pay and a better life. Here at DD, you don't get grades because your performance is reflected upon by how good you're doing in the real world. You won't accumulate hundreds of thousands of dollars in student debt because we offer a one-time yearly fee that's a fraction of that price. And you won't be wasting your time learning about the latest and greatest social trends because you'll be too busy learning about the latest and greatest trends in the tech and IT market. From courses to networking to problem solving to teaming up together on projects, giving and receiving mentorship, we've got it all. So whether you're a beginner who knows nothing about code or tech, a college student, or a 50-year vet, we got you covered. So head on over to developerdirection.com, sign up for the mail list if you want to keep up with our latest and greatest. Okay, I'm back. And speaking of developer direction, the next course for the people that were asking is going to start. Enrollment's going to start on the 23rd of this month, so February, and it's going to close on the 27th. But we'll talk about that later. I would prefer to get through the stream first. Sphinx, yes, a Sphinx, JCL says, "What's up, fellas? What is up, JCL? Top 10. Number 4 may shock you. 1 simple trick." I could have made that more clickbaity, huh, guys? I know. All right. So without further ado, my friends, let us get right into it. So, as you guys can see, my lovely slideshow prepared right here for you all. Let us begin with numero 10. Now, I told you guys we're going in reverse order, right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And number 10, not a big surprise. Pretty big job. DBA, database administrator. And they also put architect in their study, but 25th percentile salary of $124K in the United States. Most people I know who are DBAs make more than that, even if they're like haven't been working for more than 5 years. So I think this might be a little skewed. However, this is through Robert Half, so that Robert Half has to take their cut. Shh, I didn't say that. And what exactly is a DBA? Well, these people are responsible for building and maintaining software for a database, all right? And they also, most of the time, good ones, they will construct the database with certain things in mind for whatever that data is being stored to do. And the architects typically focus on design and building databases, while the administrators focus on daily operations of the database. There's a lot of people that do both. So, I mean, like I said, titles are a meme, guys. Titles are a meme, and we're going to talk more about that because there's like 3 titles in here that I believe should be just wrapped into one. But hey, when you're looking at data across the United States, well, I mean, I could literally just have the title of Techno King for myself if I really wanted to, okay? I could just say that I'm the Techno King of Guava Labs or whatever. Titles don't really matter, okay, guys? So, number 10. Not a very heavy programming intensive, not a very heavily programming intensive job, if I'm being quite honest with you guys. But you do need to know SQL. Okay, you would be expected to know like the base level, the bare minimum of SQL. Okay, which again, SQL is not a very hard language to learn. I'm not saying that to be facetious. I'm just telling you guys what I know. And if you're a programmer, you know SQL too. Now, what is number 9, friends? Anyone want to take a guess? Number 9. Security analyst. And they have the name information security analyst. 25th percentile salary, $166,000 a year in the United States. I know that is fairly accurate from my friends who are in this job. And again, back to the titles. Titles are a meme. They can vary. Okay. But what exactly does this specific position do? First of all, they're in high demand as organizations are increasingly focused on enterprise privacy and security. And I believe this and a few other positions that are like this are going to be one of the largest growing in the next couple of years, because more and more people are actually finally concerned about the security of their data. Whereas before, everyone just kind of willfully gave their data willy-nilly without a care in the world. These people, they're responsible for designing and implementing IT security systems and solutions to ensure the company's networks are protected. So anything and everything that has to do with the security, you're going to have to do some programming, a decent bit of it, all right? In fact, everyone that I know that does this knows how to program. They might not be able to construct and design large, huge applications from start to finish like a normal engineer would, but they know what they need to know to have the same knowledge as an attacker who's going to use code or manipulation of code to break it. And they also know how to set things up, make things fail safe, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Pretty big one right here. I honestly expected to see this. I would expect this to be in the top 5 if I'm being completely honest, but hey, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, gentlemen. With that being said, on to number 8, an easy choice, and that is software developer. And what is software developer? Coming in at $142,000 a year, 25th percentile salary in the United States. These guys, well, they develop the software. And as Robert Half states it, they're responsible for designing, developing, installing, testing, and maintaining software systems. Job requires coding because it's all it is really coding. Designing and building applications, websites, or mobile apps, working with multiple programming languages such as C#, C++, HTML, blah, 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 blah. So software developer is like your jack of all trades. I mean, like, and also, friends, people who do code, you come to find, like, what language should I learn to become a software developer? Like, you just know them all. You just do. Even if you don't know them, you know them all. My people in DD, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. You just get it, right? You just get it. But not bad here. Number 8. And like I said, like, honestly, this title is given, this position has like 18 different titles. This is probably the most common one. And this was the one out of the 3 in the top 10 guys that I told y'all repeats itself, just has different titles. So that brings us to number 7. Number 7. Are you ready, friends? I'm ready. Sysadmin. 25th percentile salary of $115,000 a year in the United States. Network and computer system administrators, they're responsible for handling daily operations of computer networks in the enterprise. All right. They oversee the maintenance and how everything goes. All right. These people are like in the NOC, NOCC. If anyone here knows any of that, knows what I'm talking about. It's kind of like a managerial position, but you're not, instead of really just managing people, you're managing software systems. So that is that. And then on to number 6. This is going to be a big surprise for y'all. Programmer. $133,000 a year. I just told you guys that software developer had repeated itself 3 times. Like, this isn't, this is probably the most, like, I would say that this title is probably the most, there's going to be a lot of like people that that are developers, and if you give them a title programmer, they're going to be like, actually, I am a software engineer, not a programmer. Title doesn't matter, guys. This is basically the same thing as developer, but what does Robert Half have to say about programmers? It says they are tasked with writing code to help develop or improve software applications such as software solutions. Like I said, friends, that position, it's the same thing, right? Same thing, but if you get the name of programmer, they're just going to pay you less usually. So that's how that goes. Is that what Elevate Cyber does? Security analyst Alex Montez, yes, that is exactly what Ryan does. That is exactly what he does, and he makes, theoretically, in Minecraft, not in real life, obviously, but in Minecraft, theoretically, Ryan makes slightly north of what was projected on there. And Ryan's a pretty young guy too. It's not like he's been in the industry for 500 years. So take that for what it's worth. Take that for what it's worth, fellas. Okay, so shall we, guys? Shall we get back into the swing of things? Let us go, friends, on to good old number 5. And again, about to have something repeating itself. Web developer. Software developer, programmer, web developer. Okay, listen, if you're a software developer, if you're a software engineer, if you're a software programmer, if you're any of those generic titles that they're going to give you, and just you're all going to be doing the same thing, and you're going to have the same knowledge base. It just depends on how much they're going to pay you based off the title you have. Okay. However, this one small distinction of web developer is that they're responsible for developing web-based applications that align with business requirements. A strong web developer can code and script applications, build and optimize a secure web page, maintain several web applications, communicate efficiently with stakeholders, and perform regular site audits, regular maintenance. And the thing, guys, pretty much all software is going to communicate with the internet nowadays. Very, very, in fact, let me think back. Have I ever professionally developed anything small or large that really didn't do anything with the internet at all? even if it wasn't in a browser, if it knows a website. I mean, I think, well, yeah, I mean, I would run SQL scripts and like jobs on servers for internal servers that would pull data. But I mean, technically that's the intranet. So that's kind of like on the web. So anyway, there you go. Web developer. They usually just tend to give titles like these to people who are newer, have less experience. And they're like, hey, with this title, you should be thinking that you're only going to be doing this stuff. And in actuality, they have the same, they if not already, they will in the future because they're doing the same stuff. They're programming, right? The same stuff as a software engineer would. So that's number 5. However, I think the people that are driven more towards web development, since everything is on the internet nowadays, that's probably why this is closer up. Because hey, everyone needs web development. Literally. Number 4, friends. Also another repeating one, but not in the last, not like the programmer repeating. Information systems manager. This kind of sounds similar to like 2 things we've already talked about, right? But the people with this title have a 25th percentile of $164,000 a year, and they're just computer information system managers. They're responsible for overseeing a business's information technology goals. Literally the same thing as, which one we're over here? Like this. It's like the manager position, the managerial position, the top dog of this, okay? All right. That is number 4. And this is also not like a, you don't need to be like a rock star engineer to get this. You just need to have basic understanding of, computer systems and software systems, in particular, the software systems that your company or that whatever organization you're working for has and is running. Okay. That will definitely help you more so than anything else. Now, without further ado, let us get on to number 3. And number 3, systems analysts, 25th percentile of $120,000 a year. And what do these people do, guys? System analysts design techniques to help solve business problems by analyzing IT systems in the organization. This is like a consultant. I mean, in literally any one of the previous positions that we mentioned could eventually just do this and retire and just be like this. But usually large companies will have someone that has a specific background in X, Y, or Z that is particular to their company's technological infrastructure, and they'll have this person regularly implement, change, update, fix, and anything that has to do with the design of the IT systems of said company and or corporation. Okay. And then apparently this is the 3rd largest necessitated spot in 2022. So good job, system analysts. Good job. And now on for number 2, friends. Number 2. And I'm not surprised that number 2 is number 2. All right. And before we actually, you know what? My friends, let me check in with you guys. Jim delayed says I did the wrong sort of engineering. Which kind did you do, my friend? Which kind did you do? Let me know. Did you do nuclear engineering? Alex Contessa is ready to be shocked for number 2. I think this might shock you, Alex. It didn't shock me though, but if you think about it, it will. Okay, are we ready, guys? Are we ready? Are you ready? Hell yeah. Damn right. Hotty toddy, gosh almighty. Who the hell are we? Flim fam, bim bam. Number 2, goddamn. All right. Number 2. And again, this isn't a surprise for me, but it might be for you guys, but I'll explain why I'm not surprised why this is the largest necessitated one in 2022. And help desk and tech support. Number 2, like the lowest salary out of all of these, but the 2nd most necessitated field. And what does help desk tech support people do? For customer-facing businesses, the help desk is an important part of running an efficient business. This is what Robert Half had to say. I mean, guys, these are people that when you call, hello, this is Grishna from tech support. People that are typically offshore. Like if you ever call a company and you have some problems and it's like 8 o'clock at night and you're like, how does this person even working? And they're on a phone line and it might take some time. Like, for example, if you call Comcast and you have to set up your internet because you just moved in somewhere, these are the people that you're going to talk to on the phone. Some of them are good. Some of them are not so good. I would venture to say that this actually, guys, so first of all, before we explain why this actually is a good position to have, especially if you're starting out in the world and you have like zero experience and you don't even know anything. The reason why this is the number 2 most needed one is because everybody is home now. The whole old social contract that we had of having to go and drive to an office, which even then this position was pretty necessitated because people still use computers, but everything is through the internet now. Okay. That means there's more and more software, which honestly, guys, everybody, all these positions, this supports all these positions that I was talking about, but who's going to be the people that face customers when there's problems? Not the engineers, not like the people in management, not the CEOs, right? These people, right? So the more and more people that are no longer working in office, the more and more people are going to be at home using technologies. We've actually seen, like, I believe at the beginning of the pandemic, we saw like what? Like a large influx of like internet traffic, specifically with like Netflix and Zoom, right? And so much so that I think both Netflix and Zoom had to like upgrade their systems or infrastructure to be able to handle all the extra capacity. So yeah. Now, the reason why, friends, why I believe this is a good position to start out in is because you actually, like, if you can find a way in these positions, you can, first of all, you don't have to know any programming. All right. They're going to teach you in a lot of these places. You have to go to like kind of like school for like 12 weeks or so, some of these places, and they'll teach you like everything general about the technology of whatever company you're working at. So if you're working at like a telecom company, whatever, and it's like a foot in the door. It gets you something tech-based on your resume. And let's just say you're actually learning, like you want to be a software engineer, you're learning how to code. This wouldn't be a bad part-time job to do in the meantime, because like you're going to get some technical experience, and it's kind of like a foot in the door. They're needed. They're not very hard to get into. I don't think you even need like a GED to get this position in most places. All right. So food for thought. And that is number 2, my friends. Now, guys, number 1. Are we ready for number 1? Is everybody ready for number 1? You knew it, Alex? I mean, yeah, it wasn't a surprise, right? Like that job is like needed, seriously. So no surprise there at all. VPN, indeed. Don't you need an A+ cert to do that job? Which one? A nonstop J 360? Competia A+ cert? Which one? Let me know. Let me know. Electrical and mechanical? I don't think that's not the wrong type of engineering. Maybe mechanical, but electrical, you definitely get your foot in the door doing like a lot of like IT stuff for sure. And that's actually like a pretty like hard, Jim, that's actually a pretty hard thing to study too. Like honestly, because I studied computer science. I had the Bachelor's of Science from the engineering department, which made no sense to me at all. But for my degree, we were required to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 hours of ELE classes, and that stuff that wasn't easy. So help desk, no, but it'll help you. It'll help nonstop trade. Any place that requires a cert. So there's nothing legally that forces people to have like certs do these kind of jobs. It's not like with a doctor or like, if you're a lawyer, you have to have you have to pass the bar exam to practice law, and you can't take the bar exam until you've gone to law school. So we have like the power of law for enforcing that stuff. Any place that is forcing a cert, that's based off of the place itself. So yeah, it was a double master's. Yikes. Antonio, what's up, guys? What is up, Antonio? Good to see you. All right, friends. Is everybody ready, spaghetti, for numero uno? Should I get the party hats out and the party crackers? Everybody ready? What do you guys think it is? I don't think anyone will actually guess this one, but we actually have. I know one Cody Moose in particular in developer direction group who may or may not be involved in this type of position. Actually, 2. Mike Z2. What am I thinking? Cloud architect. I do think that this one is the high. It just happened that the highest paying 25th percentile salary was number 1. I think. Was there a higher salary in the? Was it number 9 higher than this? Was 188,000? I don't know. Anyway, The most necessitated, so the most needed job position in 2022 in IT, cloud architect with a 25th percentile salary of 180 grand a year. And what do these guys do? Guys, gals, and zers. A network/cloud architect is responsible for planning, designing, and deploying, managing, and upgrading an organization's network and cloud projects and applications. And almost everything is on the cloud these days. I know a young man who would cringe if he heard that, but it's just a matter of fact. Everything is on the cloud, whether you agree with it being on there or not. And that adds an entire layer of complexity to software engineering in many, many facets, not just with the engineering of the things themselves, but also keeping data secure and passing information back and forth, and not just the security of the information, but also like actually having to be able to pass things from one place to another, because after all, the internet is just a world of electricity. So this is the largest, most necessitated field currently in 2022. And this is a really good job. Like you could be well over $300,000 at the end of your career doing this. And like, you really just, people are paying you to like, to talk to them at that point. All right. Very hard job to do. Very, very hard job, which is no surprise why it's number one. Definitely no surprise at all. And you know, you will always, unless all of a sudden the internet just happens to disappear, friends, this position will always have its place. Salesperson? No. But that job is important too. Would agree. Cody Moose, eyeballs, yes. Death, a good field. Cloud ain't going away. Boomers and Zoomers, no, it's not. It is not. Definitely not. But I hate having to pay for storage. Yeah. You still pay for it. It's just a matter of where it comes from. Yep. Yeah. Did you guys think about it? And I noticed you guys are, most of you guys in here are into Web3. Like we pay for it on Web3. It's just we get to actualize the full benefits of paying for it on Web3. Whereas like Web2, when you pay for it, you don't really get to actualize the full benefits, right? Does it require any certs? No. Again, it's not one of those jobs that's going to require certs. But the thing is, with jobs like that, nonstop Dre, like you don't just like start from day one as a cloud engineer. You most likely, well, unless I'm wrong, there's someone out there who didn't start this way. You start out somewhere else, right? Let's say they could have started out as at a help desk, literally, moved their way up to a software engineer, and they were like, you know what? I don't actually like enjoy writing the specific code and designing the architecture of the applications, but I actually design, like I like this area of it over here, and they start focusing on that. They get experience in that, and they move towards that. Okay. Same thing with all the other positions too. Great info, Josh. Thank you, Eli. Glad it helped. And yes, Cody Moose is right. You don't need it, but they definitely don't hurt. They definitely don't hurt. Cody Moose, you start out in help desk. There you go, my friend. Cody Moose. Perfect example right there, friends. Perfect example. Perfect. Very, very perfect example. Automation engineer, but same difference. Yeah. Yes, I would say. And yeah, Cody's right, guys. It is not going away anytime soon. And well, I could be wrong. We could just, not have internet suddenly, but I'm willing to bet Mr. Elon Musk would take care of us if that was the case. So with that being said, fellas, if that's something you want to do, like you don't just start, you're not going to start there. It is what it is. It's the same thing as saying like, okay, the same thing as like the equivalent of being like, how can I be the manager of a company? Like, the only way you're gonna be a manager of a certain company or something is if you've already been a manager and you can just walk there and just because you have the managerial experience, right? Oh no, as cloud. Thanks, Mike Z. Mike Z's not in here, is he? Dante Rodriguez says, how do I learn fundamentals of coding and what tools, equipment do I need? Well, Mr. Dante, I'm glad that you asked because you saved me from having to do plugging myself. I will show you, my friend. All right, so this is the next course we have coming up, or at least a look at it for you guys. But I had to grab a screenshot because I saw that you said that in the chat, and I wasn't gonna show the screenshot before. But here's what we're gonna have going on for Bootcamp X. So it's gonna be 4 weeks, guys. This is gonna be like the most compressed one we've had because when they drag out too long, people lose interest, and it is what it is. And I want to make it fast and quick. And it might be a little more painful, but hey, whatever. Sorry. Sometimes in life, you got to do things that are painful to get what you want. So doing 2 languages, JavaScript and Python, and we're going to be doing React as well, which is one of the world's largest, most needed frameworks currently. I'm going to show you guys how to create a coding portfolio. We're going to be having 2 big projects in there. So that's going to be interesting and fun. We're going to have a networking seminar, probably 2 or 3 of those. And then obviously, the same things that we do with all the other ones, resume help and helping people in particular with their specific needs based off of what country you're in or whatever your life situation is to get you sorted out, even if you don't sign up for the year, which you probably still should, because most people in DD who have gotten a job have been in for the year, except for Tom Graff. Tom Graff signed up for a blockchain course, and then he got a job, and then he came back for the year anyway. But we still help you with the most that we can with that in the last couple webinars. So, and where do you go do that, my friend? Where do you go do that? Just go to this website right here, developerdirection.com, and check it out. Enrollment's not going to be open for Bootcamp X, guys, until when is that? The 23rd. It's going to be open from the 23rd to the 27th. But Year Pass is open all year long. Of the Year Pass, you get that and everything else. And in all honesty, friends, if your goal is to actually get a job and not just learn something specific, Year Pass is your best bet. After there's about like 100 people in Developer Direction now, and I really don't want to have scrubs in there anymore. There's people, and believe it or not, guys, there's people that have paid and just don't show up, or they've just showed up to 1 or 2 things. There's people that have paid, got what they wanted, and didn't come back. There's people that have paid, got what they wanted, and come back just because they want to be part of the network. We've literally had like over 5 different companies be created from the network itself. Obviously, I'll help create one of those companies myself, Guava, but Select Caller I had nothing to do with. SeviPay I had nothing to do with. Any of these other people that have their other stuff going on, making their little NFT minting sites, I had nothing to do with. So it's a good networking opportunity also as well. But yeah, check that out. Oh, and what I was going to say, since we're about 100 people now, the price has been very cheap. In fact, I've had people literally DM me and say, "Hey, Josh, why is it so cheap? I'm wondering if it's good, if it's not that good, because most boot camps are like $10,000. It's like, yeah, that's the entire point. And I'm not like a giant organization that needs to charge $10,000, but we are going up to probably the $1,500 mark. So we're currently like slightly under $1,300 right now. But when this course enrollment comes out, it is going to $1,500. So if anyone's listening to this and you want to get in for the year, 365 days from your purchase, go do that before. Save yourself some money. Activate the cyber pandemic, says Cody Moose. Yes, indeed. Fear the EMP. No, guys, no. Harry McGuire, Josh, did you attend your graduation? I went to like where you go and like get the diploma, and you walk up on stage, you take a picture, and then I was out. I was like, phew, thank God. Thank fucking God. But actually, guys, right after the course launch, right after the closing of the course, I'm planning on going to Oxford, Mississippi for 2 days to visit. And I haven't been there in a long time. Just because, guys, I haven't been on a vacation in like literally years. And I'm overworked to death, quite literally. I almost want to die. So I'm going to go. My vacation is going to be me driving in a rented Ford Bronco up to Oxford, Mississippi, because I'm going to take that fucking Bronco and I'm going to go tear the fuck out of mud in Lake Sardis. Alex says, me too. No scrubs, plays softly in the background. Yep, please. Does your year pass include the next bootcamp? Yes, year pass includes every single course, literally every single course. And we're actually going to we're in the process of redoing the about page and the year pass page to make sure it says that in there. It includes everything, but when you get the year pass, you don't just come to the courses too. I mean, hopefully you don't. But what I'm trying to say is that we have these things called meta webinars, which we're about to go do that literally in the next 30 minutes, which is why I have to end the stream here in a second. But basically, courses, people come and learn information, and eventually people that have been around for a while, they don't even need to go to the courses anymore because they already know what's getting taught. The meta webinars is when we take people's certain and specific issues that they have in their life, whether they're like 32 or they're 16 and they live at mom's home and they need a game plan from going point A to point B of getting the job. We help people with projects, which we give people projects constantly, build up their portfolio, coding portfolio, to have something representative of, hey, I actually know what I'm talking about when you go apply to a job, not just like you just pretending. And that goes on, Mr. Dante, literally all year long. So yeah. And people aren't expected to come to every single one. And it's kind of like a come when you can, but usually when you sign up, it's in your best interest to come more often than not, at least in the first couple of months. So well deserves to Cody Moose. Thank you. Thank you, Cody. But they say, quote, real men don't take vacations. Yeah, it's not really going to be a vacation, I guess, but that's fine. I'm the real boy. What's good, Josh? Says Riley. What is up, Riley? Good to see you. Well, guys, I hope that information helped you all. And speaking of developer action, I have to go to a meta webinar. So the guys in the group that are in this video tonight, I will see you guys in promptly 28 minutes.